Welcome to the Deal by Me podcast. This is where we ask guests to tell us your story. Your story can be encouraging, inspiring, and very transforming. We want guests to share their experiences and events in their lives that can benefit someone else. If you have an experience or event in your life, please contact us through our website dealbyme.com, and we will be happy to share your experiences and events so that others can be helped. Today, we are so happy to have Anna Brook with us. But before we say more about her, I want to make certain that you give us a comment, share our podcast with others. And if you're viewing it on the YouTube, please leave us a comment and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Today, we do have Anna Brooks, who is with us. And Anna empowers others to live life in the full pursuit of their dreams. She is passionate about personal development and the power of the mind. She started the Intune podcast in October of 2022 to inspire and motivate her listeners. What a joy to have her come and share with us today. Anna, would you share with listeners a little bit about yourself and where you will be interviewed from today?
Sure. Hello, James, and thank you for having me on your podcast. And I'm very excited to share my stories with listeners. I'm located in New York City, and I've been here since 2009. Actually, I came from Russia, and that's where I started my journey of first getting that education and becoming a pharmacist. And I've been told maybe a lot of people could resonate with that we've been told through our childhood to continue getting good grades, get an education, and then start working for somebody. And again, with that in mind, that's what I wanted to do, to get that profession and to kind of show my parents that this is type of achievement that I have. And I was always striving for different type of degrees. And when I started working as a pharmacist here in United States, everything was kind of new for me. I was exploring that as much as I could. But over time, I worked so much, sometimes even 50 hours a week. And eventually I've noticed how I didn't feel good. So I started feeling anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, and not really happy at what I was doing. My highlight of the day was when I was talking to somebody, when I was counseling patients, and that's where I saw myself really impacting people. Even in a small way, just giving them advice or helping them resolve some kind of issue. But that's where I saw my power in interacting with others and helping them clarify what's been going on, and maybe like with something small, but again, that could encourage them, and it helps to set up, their day for success in some kind of way. So I started thinking about other ways to live, because it wasn't working for me. I wasn't fulfilled. And I know that a lot of people work the same type of hours and stressful jobs, especially essential workers. And going through COVID, a lot of people started working, online from their homes in the safety of their home places, but not me. Why? Because I was essential work. I had to come in person every single day, putting myself also at risk every day with everything that's going on, and not having that privilege to stay at home and to do that work in a safe place. So again, I saw other opportunities out there, and I wanted to design my life in the way I envision it, not waiting until I'm 65 and then retire and then see the world. And again, like, what's the point? We have to live today, right now, and enjoy life, enjoy our journey. So that's how I started with first establishing my nutritional supplement company, where I'm being a co-founder. And then I also had that idea of starting my own podcast where I could encourage others and also bring that inspirational stories for people to know that there is no limits, really. Everything is in our mind, and we have those blocks that we put upon ourselves that kind of limit us in our progress and seeing those opportunities. So I'm very passionate about showing others what is possible, and so people know that they don't have to live the way they used to live if that's not something that's working for them. If they don't feel happy or joyful, there is something wrong about what you're doing. You have to look into what really gives you that passion and start, even if it is a hobby, start something on the side. But this is how I started as well, and I'm still in a transitioning phase. I'm still working as a pharmacist, but not as much as I used to. And I'm moving into the direction where I see myself fully transitioning the role of a business owner and an entrepreneur. So is this something that resonates with any of your listeners? I would advise them to start first with acknowledging how they're feeling, and
Mhm.
that self-awareness, it's the, I would say, the starting point to further explore what could bring you that type of excitement.
Anna, your your story is really interesting, and as I was looking at your bio and noticed that you are a pharmacist, and you will wonder, having a great profession and working in that area, that you would be very happy. But you kind of point out that even it doesn't matter what kind of job you have or what you're doing, if you are not really happy and feeling fulfilled doing it, then you might want to look at something else. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And a lot of people really, they kind of see themselves as the role that they played. Let's say I spend so much time into this education, into this profession, and whenever somebody could ask me what I'm doing, I used to say I'm a pharmacist. And I would eventually think about myself as being a pharmacist, as this is who I am, but it's not. It's just a role that I'm playing. And again, it could be changed, but in my mind, if I'm going to continue getting identifying myself as that role, and it's hard for me to kind of see what else I could be good at, what other skills I have, where it could bring me more fulfillment. Because yeah, the profession is really good, and I never regretted getting that profession. I'm happy that I did it, but I'm looking at it more as a lesson. Like, I learned something from it, and I see myself evolving to a different type of roles that I could be playing. And knowing that this is one of them, it just gives me more freedom in my mind. I'm not stuck just saying everybody that this is who I am, because this is not who I am. And with people, being very kind of like narrow-minded and not seeing what other opportunities out there, it could actually bring more harm than benefit, because then it could be too late for them to realize that I could have tried something else, but I didn't. right? So it's always that type of like unknown that we're scared of. We know that this is our comfort zone, right? And in that comfort zone, we know what we're doing, we know what we expecting every single day. It's just automatic, it's on autopilot, right? And that's how we go every single day. But then we're asking ourselves, it's how am I feeling as I'm going through that day and playing role. And the answer to that question would really reveal a lot of, something hidden inside of you. And everything starts within, right? We need to first get to know ourselves on a deeper level to know if we could see other type of opportunities, because in the end of the day, we're the one limiting ourselves. And that's what I want people to hear, that it's not because of economy, it's not because of somebody else, it's not because of our parents. Those are all excuses. What you're doing right now, what you have in your life, it's of your creation. You are the one responsible for it. And you're also responsible for changing it, right? So with knowing that, you have that power. And again, just slow down and ask yourself, am I at the right place right now?
Well, Anna, let me ask you this because it's very interesting. I know that you talked about always staying solution oriented, creative and thinking outside of the box, and a lot of folk don't do that. They stay right into that little corner they're in. So what do you mean when you talk about thinking outside of the box? Did you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts were when you said that?
Right. So when I say being creative or thinking outside of the box, it's not, again, being like hold on what we having right now, or the way we were doing things in the
Okay.
past, or the way people are doing things in your circle. Let's say somebody like advise you to do certain type of profession, or they only know what they know, let's say, right? But
Okay.
you have to be always curious, you have to be always trying to explore those opportunities, and not just being like being in that cage where you only see what people telling you or what you know, right? With you understanding that there's a lot of things that we don't know. I'm always saying I don't know anything, even though I have a lot of experience in different areas, but I don't know anything. And because I'm with that mindset, with that attitude, always learning, always being a student in this life experiences, I see everyone, no matter
Okay.
age, right? No
Mm-hmm.
matter what they went through, but every person can teach me something. And knowing that, I'm always ready to learn from them. And then when you know that that person could teach you something, then you ready to kind of absorb that information, and it could lead you to some kind of insight, right? Some idea. That's how you stay more creative.
Oh, well said. I'm just enthralled by your conversations and what you're saying. Uh, would you say that where you are today, uh, you have learned and you are a better person, or would you just say, I'm just continuously learning as I go forward? I'm not yet where I want to be, but I'm still moving in that direction. Is that what you're saying to us?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not
Okay.
arrived at whatever destination that I'm going. And actually, I'm more I'm more excited about the journey itself, not about the destination,
Oh, I
but
like that.
who I'm becoming along the way. And I'm seeing myself, I see that progress, and I see myself evolving in a better version of me. And that's work in progress.
You
Every
know,
single day you learn.
that's very interesting. To not necessarily be excited about the destination, but more excited about the journey. I haven't heard that from a lot of folk, but that's a very, very powerful statement. I think so many people miss that. So, what made you the person you are today? Is that because of you being excited about your journey? And can I ask you what did you learn from me? What are you learning from these life experiences? Could you just talk about it a little bit for us?
Course. So the person I am today, a lot of factors involved in that development. I started with the childhood, with my parents, how they raised me, my cultural background. But also, when I started living on my own, become independent, that's when, I learned more through what you would say maybe trying, failing, but different attempts that I made in my life, right? uh, I went through a lot of experiences that taught me something, and mostly what I learned from it is to become courageous, to become like a believer of what's coming to me, to always have faith that I am going to achieve to what I want. It's just a matter of time. But with me being consistent, being determined, what is it that I want? I have to be clear, and everybody who is setting goals in their life have some kind of like vision, what they want. They have to be clear, like what is it exactly that you want, not just general statement, but seeing that picture in your mind, visualizing it, knowing that I'm going to the right direction. But okay, you maybe don't know all the details involved, how you're going to get there, but it shouldn't be your concern. You have to have that faith that you will get there eventually, but focus on what is it here right now in this present, because in the present, that's where the power is. Not when you start thinking about the past and justifying your actions, not when you think about the future and being like escaping the present moment, but actually having practices where you're mindful of what you're doing, and you know exactly that every single day I will dedicate my time. I have to manage my time wisely. Time going, very fast. And that's what the most important asset is. It's time, not money. And time you never get back. And what you do with your time matters. And it matters today, because what you do today, you will see that in 3 years from today.
Mm.
And it will compound. Again, knowing that I became more disciplined, more focused on what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I am becoming, my qualities. I'm the one that I want to show the people, by example, that I'm a high integrity leader, not just in the industries that I'm working right now, but also as a mother. I have a child, I have a son. I want to set example for him so he knows what he can do. And we as parents, as leaders, that's what everybody should be thinking about. How you're going to show with your example that you are living that. And that's how people learn from you. That's how they've been inspired by you. Not just with you saying, but really doing it.
Anna, you have said so much. I'm trying to just comprehend it all. I am thinking as you're talking, about what my podcast is really all about. You have done quite a bit to move in that direction and to already say what maybe I'm going to ask you. But if there are listeners of this podcast who are going through some challenges, even with the job they are in, uh, but they are not feeling satisfied. They feel as if they are on a losing road. That is, they don't get the joy. They're not fulfilled. What would you say to them? You know, briefly. You said so much, and I know they've already gotten a lot. But is there anything specific that you would just say to them?
Yeah, and I've been in those shoes where I also feel unsatisfied. And what helped me back then is to really getting to know myself. So first step is to understand what is it that you like to do. You have to start doing what you like to do, and just having that inventory of like who you are, what are your interests are, just slow down and either journal, you can write it down and just do that inventory. What is it that you want to do? So that's how you can realize what direction you should go, right? And with that in mind, it could be, like I said, some type of hobby, not even like a business that you want, but that it gives me joy when I'm doing that. I know that
Sure.
feeling. And just you letting yourself do that type of activity consistently, you will see how you will be in a different mental state, and you will be more open to opportunities. And maybe once you start doing it, you will see support along the way with different type of connections that you might make with people,
Right.
different events that might happen, or opportunities that just come to your way out of nowhere, right? And it's because you decided. It makes one decision for you to start doing it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Listeners, stay with us because Anna's going to come back and going to continue to share more with us. But in the meantime, I want to ask Anna, how can listeners of this podcast learn more about you and what you do? What is it that you would like to tell them about your products or your podcast so that they would know how to contact you?
Of course, they can contact me personally, either through Instagram. It's A Brook, Abrook 314, or they can find me on LinkedIn, Anna Brook. And also, they can look up my nutritional supplement company. It's called Biomental, and the website for that, biomental.org. And they will have all the information on the website. In terms of the podcast, it's called Intern, INTURN, and it's two separate words. Podcast, you can find it on Spotify, Apple, and I also have Instagram and Facebook page as well, and it's just Intern Podcast as a handle.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know listeners of this podcast will be interested in knowing all of this information that you have shared with us today. Let me ask you this, Anna. What does success mean to you? Because you have been a pharmacist. You're now doing the intern podcast. You have, I believe you said, a supplement uh, uh, that you're dealing with, a nutritional supplement company that's based out of New York City. So tell us, look, what does success mean to you? Many folk would think just being the pharmacy would be okay, or just being podcaster would be okay. So talk to us a little bit about that. What does it mean to you?
Right. Success, in my definition of success, it's not just about money or how
Okay.
famous I become. It's about that process where I see myself developing in the better version of me. And
Uh,
with that in mind, I know that I'm giving myself the best chance right now to be the best that I can be. Maybe again, like I said, all of the roles that I'm playing now, they could change in 5 years from today. Maybe there will be more acquired along the way. And I'm open for it and I'm excited for it. But as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as I'm having fun, it shouldn't be something like you suffer or you feel like you have to push through. No.
mhm.
In the end of the day, you should design your life the way that you really happy. You're just happy waking up every single morning and you're excited for what's coming to you. And if you don't have that, you have the power to change it. And whatever that could mean to you, but this is the ultimate goal for you to really have that feeling on a daily basis. And that's what success to me, to be able to live that life and to know that I'm the creator of it.
Hmm. Wow. I'm just elated just listening to where you are, where you've been, and where you're going. But more importantly, I'm just excited about what you said about it's not the destination, but it's the journey. That really sticks to me. Sometimes you just got to be happy about the journey. Whether I get to it or not is something that may happen or may not. But as long as I'm on my way, that says a lot to me. Well, what brings you the most fulfillment out of all that you're doing? Could you just say a little bit about that?
Yeah, like I see myself being a teacher, a speaker, and a friend. Those are key
Okay.
qualities to my personality. I'm not saying I'm a pharmacist or I'm a business owner. I'm looking at myself of what qualities I have as a human being. And I know that I love teaching people and I love talking about my story and sharing what helped me to go through all of that. And if this is in some kind of way could inspire somebody, that's what is important. And that's how I feel fulfillment, knowing that I'm impacting people, really impacting people and seeing the change. And also being a friend, person who can talk to you without any judgment, create that safe space where a lot of people need that. And I'm always passionate about mental health and how that should be a priority for every single one of us. So all of that gives me that fulfillment.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Anna Brooks, uh, who says that after working these crazy hours as a pharmacist, she got burnt out and stressed all the time to the point where she felt she was in real pain. She says she realized that it had to be another way to live life on her terms without compromising her values. What an awesome interview we have had today with Anna, and we are so grateful for her. And listeners, I know you're going to be excited listening to this podcast and what Anna has to say. Again, Anna, thank you so very much for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much, James. And I'm happy to be on your podcast. Thank you and hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.